Let's give to my MMA.
Just so y'all know, I didn't spare no expense this training camp. I went to the best gym. You know, I paid to go to the best gym, paid to, train with the best coaches, got all the best equipment, and we've been putting in work.
You have a specific plan for Edson going into this fight?
Yeah, it was just to go out there and be my best, man. I'm incredibly athletic. That's what I don't get to. I think that's one of the most credit needs to go to what I do in there is my ability just to adapt to the circumstances. But my athletic ability allows me to take these chances that sometimes people would rather not. And yeah, man, it was a fantastic night, and that's a huge compliment coming from you because you've been right there for a lot of fights.
I've been there for 23 years plus in the octagon, Justin. I've seen every great warrior there is. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you because you blow me away every time I see you, and then you come out. The way you go in, the way you take it to them, the way you do not let up. You did not give Edson a chance to recover. I have never seen Edson in that kind of trouble ever in any of his fights in the octagon, where he was just trying to get everything back together, to get his game plan together. But there is such a thing as a true finisher in fighting, and that's what you displayed. You just give no chance, not to take a breath. Now, you were ranked, I think it was number 8 going into this fight, if I'm not mistaken.
You're probably real quick, Buffer. Number 8 on the charts, but number 1 in everyone's hearts.
Yeah, there you go. No, great way to put it, TJ, because that's how we feel. I would suspect
that's
now
what
beating.
I'm here for.
That's what you are here for, my friend. So,
can I just say one thing, Justin, about your performance that I think is incredibly overlooked? A lot of people were talking about how Barboza has these ridiculous kicks and how maybe we need to see Justin Gaethje go back to his wrestling roots and whatnot. What do? You walk out in the middle of the octagon and you buckle this dude's leg with a low kick to his lead leg. Like, I love the fact that people think, Gaethje needs to worry about these kicks. And what do? You launch a devastating leg kick of your own.
Yeah, it was. Man, I think that's what set the precedent for the entire fight right away. I think it definitely threw him off, and then he went to go throw his kick, and I was gonna check it. He had to pull it, and I think those two, the combination of things, really, really had him thinking like, "Oh shit!" Like he's a warrior, man. But we all got a certain amount of warrior in us, and once we expend that, I think it's gonna the next couple of times Edson comes out, it's going to be difficult for him to go in there with the same kind of fire that he's ever had before. Because of those leg kicks that I did right away.
I agree. I was watching, on Saturday night on television, and I'm sorry. I love to say that, Bruce, maybe you have the best seat in the house, but really the best seat in the house is the one that's in your living room on your couch, as long as you got a sizable television. But, being able to look at Edson Barboza's face when he landed that kick, Justin, I felt like his body language, basically said, wait, I'm supposed to be the one that does that. I'm supposed to be the one that lands a leg kick like that. What is this guy doing? And I think you're right, Justin. I don't think he ever really recovered and was kind of taken out of the fight from the first, few moments.
Yeah, fighting is so, once it starts, the anticipation will continue. We're sitting up for 8 or 12 weeks. While Bruce is sitting there on the microphone announcing it, we're just waiting. And then once it starts, man, there was so much stuff that happened in such a short amount of time. And I had him in trouble early, and I created so much damage in such a little bit of a little amount of time that he was in trouble early, man. And I have the best coach, Soto Whitman, and going back, I go back and watch the fights like frame by frame, literally like frame by frame. And I was great that night, and I can't wait to see how good I think I could be. Just continuing on this progression.
I love your attitude, Justin. I love that positive attitude, the way you're explaining yourself, and you're right in everything you're saying. One question I have relating to what TJ just mentioned, the leg kick you delivered to Barboza, was that part of your game plan coming out to say, hey, your legs are baseball bats, but let me show you what a baseball bat really feels like? Did you want to get him with that kick as fast as possible?
I mean, before the fight, there's many quotes. My one quote that I kept saying was, I'm going to go out there and make my bones touch his bones, and we're going to see whose bones are harder. And that's what I went out there to do. But I wasn't going to go out there. But if you look at every single fight, look at the Eddie Alvarez fight, I landed a monster kick in the first 2 or 3 seconds. So yeah, I mean, once that fight starts, it's just like there's a clock. There's a clock that's ticking, and 5 5-minute rounds, 3 5-minute rounds. It seems like a long time, but really there's not a lot of time in there. And it adds up quick. So yeah, I mean, to get the ball rolling, the first 3 to 5 seconds is something I really, really enjoy. And once that happens, once he felt that pressure, I knew, he was more susceptible to stay in the pocket with me and have these exchanges. And then once I understood that I was hitting harder and that there was less things than I thought I needed to worry about in those exchanges, I was able to, 100% to commit to that. And man, it was something special, and again, I can't wait to do it again.
What are the top 3 goals for your UFC career? Obviously, I know one of them is to put gold around your waist, but what are your top 3 goals for the next 2 years in the UFC? Where do you see yourself, and what do you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, I really, now that I've created kind of this, again, a fan favorite, I mean, I'm here to make a living and to make sure that I have a sustainable living when this is done. So that takes up the top 2 at least. Things that I'm here to accomplish. I have a human services degree in human services. I want to do social work. So the bigger this platform I gain, the more influence that I'll be able to have. And so that's number 1 for me. And then number 2 is financial, stability through this. And then number 3 has to be to prove that my coach is the best in the world. And that's Trevor Whitman. I'm going to prove. He has 1 right now with Rose Namajunas. Secondly, I'll be his 26th or 27th overall, but second, UFC champion for now.
It's very interesting. Social worker, and I love how you threw in on the third note your coach Trevor. Right, he does a great job. That shows great respect of you to your coach. Has the UFC since Saturday night, or has anybody even commented, or do you have any idea who your next opponent may be and when that may be?
No, I have no clue. I have not heard anything, seen anything, haven't even worried about it myself. So